Yo guys, what is happening? Welcome back once again to another video, and I got my hands on today the Resident Evil 2 demo, or should I say the Resident Evil 2 remake, which is funnily enough called Resident Evil 2. It's basically Resident Evil 2. They've remade it. Who would guess that, guys, when it's got the exact same name? Well, anyway, so if you guys don't know, I'm going to, talk to you for the next, minute or so. If you don't know what Resident Evil is, if you don't know what this one-shot demo is, I'm just going to explain this. So, Resident Evil 2, guys, basically is an upcoming survival horror game developed and published by Capcom. It's a remake of the original 1998 game, Resident Evil 2, funnily enough. And this game, guys, was when I got addicted to video gaming. So there's a lot of nostalgia attached to this video game, series. To me, as a video gamer, I played Resident Evil 1, 2, Resident Evil 3, Nemesis, and Code Veronica. They were my favorite Resident Evil titles. Then Resident Evil 7, I enjoyed that because it was kind of back to the old style. But then the games in between the Resident Evils, it was more a shooting game, really. It wasn't really puzzle. It wasn't kind of survival horror, so to speak. Or at least in my opinion. So anyway, this game was released initially in 1998. And basically you control a rookie police officer called Leon S. Kennedy and a college student called Claire Redfield. It's pretty much near enough the same plot as, what the original Resident Evil 2 was. However, there is key differences I've noticed while I've spent 30 minutes, playing the game. I didn't complete the demo. I know there's people out there completing the demo. There's people who's had a boss fight with Mr. X. There's people who've seen the lickers, even though throughout this video, I'll put little bits of the gameplay in the background from my session earlier. I was actually contemplating on, doing a complete 30-minute walkthrough of me playing the game and talking you through it. But I thought that'd be kind of a bit boring, so I thought I'd do it this way. Now, I want to give you guys my initial impressions of this game. Like I said, I've spent 30 minutes playing this one-shot demo. Basically, guys, what they've done is with this demo, just to make it crystal clear to you guys at home, doesn't matter if you play on PC, console, whatever, you can download this free demo. You get 30 minutes to basically play the demo. Once those 30 minutes are gone, it's done. Now, I think this is an absolutely fantastic way of basically letting people play your game. Like, I know there's still demos available, but I think this is a fantastic way of doing stuff. If you're confident in your game, like Capcom clearly were with this, you're letting people get 30 minutes for free. And if you like it, you'll buy it. And that is exactly what has happened with me. So to go on about my kind of review first impressions, part of the video now. Okay, so I've got everything out of the way, so hopefully everybody knows what this game is. I'm sure most of you are going to know what this game is anyway, because it's one of the biggest selling probably video game franchises of all time. The thing with this game, I was kind of wary before I played this game, because I wasn't listening to what other people were saying on YouTube. I wanted to experience this game myself, so I was a bit concerned about what this was going to be. And I'll be perfectly honest, before I loaded this demo up, I was under the impression, wrongly, that this video game was just a completely identical remake to the original Resident Evil 2. So I thought I was just going to get a graphically upgraded video game and that was it. And that was kind of making me a bit uneasy about potentially spending £45 of my money, or at least that's what it says on Steam, to play basically just a graphically modified video game. And thankfully, as I was playing this game and I started off in the police station, I'm like, well, I can remember the police station, but I'm like, well, I can't remember this puzzle, I can't remember that, I can't remember interacting with that police officer at the beginning. And I was kind of then starting to think, hold on a minute, I can understand why they've priced this at £45. I was coming across puzzle after puzzle. I'm like, okay, this is the Resident Evil, of old, what I appreciated. And when I say puzzles, I don't mean that you kind of brain-dead puzzles you got in, Resident Evil 7. These was actually puzzles where you'd have to explore, and figure shit out. And I had a lot of fun doing that. Even though I was under pressure, 30 minutes to do all these puzzles. I'm like, I need to do them. But my general first impressions of this game is that Resident Evil is back, so to speak, even though it's called Resident Evil 2. I don't know why they've called it Resident Evil 2. It's kind of like it's got an alternative timeline to the original. It's kind of, I recognise stuff, but at the same time I don't. It was really fascinating that every time I walked through a door or walked up some stairs, there was no loading screen going, choo, 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 as you're walking upstairs, or as you're opening a door. Guys, you know, I'm available for, you know, parties and stuff for sound effects, you know. I can do these, you know, all day long. But it was weird walking through a door and no loading screen. That was kind of weird, you know, by itself. And it was also weird that zombies can follow you through doors. On the original game, especially, you know, if you was rushing through to try to complete the game, because I've probably completed Resident Evil 2 at least 15 times. On the original game, you could just run through and cut bits out. You know, dodge a couple of zombies, get through a door, and then that's it. You wouldn't have to worry about them again. But on this game, you dodge them, they're going to follow you. They're going to follow you come through the doors. I didn't see... Well, I saw a licker, as I'm going to show you here. I heard a licker, as I'll probably put gameplay in the background. Maybe not, I don't know yet. But so, if there's gameplay there, guys, watch it. That's a licker. If there isn't, sorry, I've not been able to, you know, find it. But this game, I'm amazed. For once, you know, and I know I'm a negative a lot of the time on this channel, but that is basically because I'm a Call of Duty channel. And let's face it, you know, I'm trying to transform my channel into something else now. Because like I've said for years on this channel, I play loads of video games, you know, other than Call of Duty. I just decided to just make my channel about Call of Duty, but obviously Call of Duty's dead. I've got to move on. I've got to kind of branch out, so to speak. And obviously, I play loads of video games. I'm actually, you know, for once, I'm not being negative. I'm being positive. And Resident Evil 2 is worth £45 of my money just for nostalgia. Now, if you've never played a Resident Evil game, or you've just played Resident Evil 7, and you've got no idea what Resident Evil 2 was like, is this worth £45? I don't know. I don't know. But for me, for my nostalgia, to kind of relive Resident Evil 2, even though it's not actually Resident Evil 2, it's kind of some kind of alternative timeline. Like when you walk into the police station at the beginning, there's dialogue there what doesn't make sense to the original, you know, story in Resident Evil 2. I'm not going to go into it in detail because I kind of, you know, don't want to ramble on for too long. I'm sure some hardcore Resident Evil fans watching this video probably want me to, but obviously Resident Evil is a very old game. What was it? Resident Evil... When was the original Resident Evil? I think it must have been when I was in secondary school, so maybe 95, 96. That is when the original was released. You know, so 20 years ago. 22 years ago, guys. That's a long time. That was the original. I can't remember actually when... Sorry, Resident Evil 2, did we say 1998 earlier? I think that's right. There's people apparently finished this demo in 3 minutes. I haven't watched any of those videos. I've got no idea how they've done that. Obviously, they know where everything is. They run around. That's cheating for me. Years ago, guys, on games like Resident Evil, you couldn't really cheat. They used to have phone numbers on the instruction booklets, even though you don't get those anymore in gaming. They used to have instruction booklets with telephone numbers on. Game companies used to have helplines, charge you 50p a minute. You'd ring up a video game company like, you know, Capcom in the UK or whatever, and they'd charge you 50p a minute. So instead of you going on YouTube and typing it in like blah, 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 you'd have to ring up and pay 50p a minute. Now, that was before YouTube was a thing, before the internet was a thing. Well, it was kind of in its infancy then. So obviously now you can get people doing speedruns, cheating, copying other people, you know. But that is one thing I'll never do with this game. I will never watch other people's walkthroughs. I'll watch other people's, you know, opinionated pieces on the game. But Resident Evil 2, it's all about doing it yourself for me. You know, I'm not going to cheat. I just want to play this game and enjoy it. But guys, honestly, if you was on the edge of should I, shan't I, guys, you will not regret it. Especially if you're like me, you've got the nostalgia. It's nice to see a video game company who are that confident in their product. They're willing to let people have a 30-minute free demo of it as a one-off. That shows confidence in your products. And guys, you know, I've said on this channel that microtransactions are killing video games. I know there's going to be some kind of a store in this game. I come across a menu where it said online store. Don't know what that's about. So that's maybe something to have in the back of your mind, that there's going to be some kind of a microtransaction system in this game. But I'm sure it's not going to be, you know, anything major. It can't be. It's a single player game after all. But for me, this game is brilliant, and I'm happy to recommend this to literally anybody, guys. So yeah, it's been a bit of a rambly video. Resident Evil 2, it's definitely, for lack of a better term, you know, from another great YouTube channel, it's definitely worth a buy from me. And I've just played 30 minutes of it. I'm sold. Maybe I'm a bit of a fanboy, guys, because of the original, because of the nostalgia. But, you know, it looks great. It's got that eerie feeling about it, which a survival horror should have. To be honest, guys, it's more eerie than the original. But yeah, 30 minutes playing this game. I'm very happy. And hopefully you guys are as happy as what I am. Thank you for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, if you'd be kind enough to leave a like on the video, pretty please. Or if you've liked it a lot and you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe. And if you're here, hit that notification bell, because YouTube doesn't work properly. Thank you for watching, guys. Love you all. Goodbye for now. And have a great weekend, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.